Take two. This is Rachel J, and today I'm going to show you how to make these clamshell boxes. So, second video I did was on how to make a template to fit any size object. And this is the box that came from that, and I'm going to show you how to make these. Now, the nice thing about these is you do not have to actually put them together. You can make a number of them, have the tape on, have the embellishments on, have everything ready to go, and have them put aside for later use. So you've got Christmas gifts to do, rather than having a package full of boxes folded up. You have a flat envelope with quite a few boxes that take up much less space. And yeah, these fit quite a few things. This is actually designed for a miniature book, but it will also fit the earrings I made in the first video I did. So it's reusable, it's attractive, and it's easy. So let's go ahead and get started. Just slip this to the side. Zoom out. Alright, so first thing you need is the template we made earlier, and I'll just leave this sit here for a moment while I get this. Okay, so I use a scoreboard. If you do not have a scoreboard, you can use just a ruler and a scoring tool. Alright, and maybe a single sheet of paper towel underneath to give a little bit of cush so you can get a nice score line, but you can get away without it. Alright, so 3/4 of an inch. Make sure it's lined up properly, and if you have an idea where you want the top to be, I think I want this to be the top, you can actually literally adjust it just a hair, barely there at all, away from the wall on the section you want the top to be. That will mean the top is slightly larger than the bottom, which will mean you have a perfect fit. So this is going to be the top, the dark area, so I'm going to adjust it a hair, just a hair away from the side wall up here. And that will ensure a perfect fit. Alright, so we've got our 3 boxes, this way and this way, so it's time to add the other 2 lines. So 2 5/8, 2 and 5/8. I mean, I could just go down like that, but I'm lazy, so I flip it around because it's easy. On we go. Oh, there it is. Alright, so top is going to be this section right here because it folds over like so, and I notched the top, which is why I designate which one's top. So I can do that and have a finger hold for grabbing. Now we're going to burnish it. Then we are going to distress it, though it doesn't really need distressing. This is Tim Holtz designer paper, and this stuff is wonderful. I love the patterns on this. It already has a heavily distressed look and kind of an industrial theme, I guess, is what it is. But it appeals to me. It really appeals to me. Alright, so we're going to trim these in. Now the notches from the top section go down, down, and up. And that is because the bottom 3 go together to form the box, you know, the complete base. And that means, actually we're going to distress first, that those corners are going to be upwards. This one and that one are going to be upwards. So that's why we slope them that direction. Alright. Actually, really don't need it on that side, so it won't be completely unnoticeable. So we're going to do it on this side. Now I distress whenever I can before I cut apart, because it's just easier to not have to hold the tabs down individually. Makes applying distress ink much easier in the long run. And anything that makes your job easier, especially if you're doing quite a few boxes, is good. You'll find little shortcuts wherever you can. And I've already done quite a few of these boxes. Now, I will be doing a box series for Christmas. Not doing like 24 like some people do. You know what? We're going to do this side too. Because, quite frankly, I don't need to. But I am going to do 3 or 4 for my Eat the Tree project. Now, I call it Eat the Tree because I fill the boxes with goodies or gifts. And so, you pull them off the tree and eat them or keep them. And this is one that I do, and I fill it with little gifts like miniature books and earrings and things like that. Right. Now at this point, you've got all 4 corners snipped out and these 2 as well. Fold these in, fold it up. You can flip it over or not. And this is where you take your corner rounder and round the corners. I hope you have a corner rounder. If not, you can just, trace a line and then cut it out. But a corner rounder makes it so much faster and so much easier. Now, one thing I do is I cut to either side of the crease mark here, the score mark, and then I trim it out because I do not like remnants of the crease peeking out from the edge of the box. It just looks a bit sloppy. I also trim this because if you don't, sometimes when you pull it off, just rip it off without trimming it, it leaves bits of paper fluff in that area. So you'll have this beautiful box, and at the corner will be a little bit of paper fluff from where you ripped off the cut line. Now, you don't have to do this, cutting on both sides of the line. It does add to your overall time. But if you're going to go all out and make a beautiful box, then actually go all out. Put the effort in. If you're going to spend that much time on it, go all the way. Just saying. There we go. Alright, now, at this point, after you've cut it out, is the time where you do any needed touch-up. So these rounded bits here are going to need a bit of touch-up. And if, like me, you forgot to do the side ends here, because you're a ditz, now's when you do it. Alright, done with that. Scoop that off. Okay, at this point, you could actually really set it aside, but I apply the tape to the these bits here, and I apply the embellishments, and then I pretty much just tuck them in an envelope and wait till I need them. Okay, now I trim these tabs because I don't like the unstuck bits sticking out. Be careful when you trim these because you don't want to cut into the side flap that you are keeping. It's really easy to do that. Okay. Alright, again, you could stop here and have a beautiful box. You could do a belly band and have it folded flat and tucked in with this and have a beautiful box ready to go. But I'm going to take it one step farther and put on the embellishments. Alright, so I already have these distressed around the edges, just as I did with the corners here. The pictures are just downloaded off the internet and shrunk to 1 inch, lined up in Word, printed out on a laser jet, not an inkjet. You want them to be resistant to any moisture for other projects, anything that uses glue rather than tape. Inkjet is bad. Okay, let's see. I want to go low with this one, I think. Let's see. Low or high? I think high. And then like that, and then that, and then this. Yeah, that's roughly how I want it. Okay, so I'm not going to press firmly because I may need to adjust. I really like this double-sided score tape for putting on my embellishments. It has a really good stick and it's really good for the boxes. I mean, I've had some that comes loose, so don't go for the El Cheapo stuff. You'll actually kind of regret it later when your project starts to unstick and unfold. It's kind of embarrassing when you pull it out of your purse to give it to somebody and it's coming apart. Wipe there. Do you want it under? Can I move these? I can still lift them. Nice. Alright, I think I want this over the top and closer together. Oh, yes, yes. Alright, very gently. Try not to rip the box. Yes! Ha ha! I usually destroy my embellishments when I try and lift them off, but every once in a while I can make it work. Alright, corner peeking out, and then one more. There we go. Okay, so I got a bit of layers there, and I like the way that looks. Now again, at this point, you can set it aside, ready to go in the package for a Christmas gift. But I like to take it one step further. So, let's see, I think this one, hang it. Yeah, so I set it up to hang from the tree. And, let's see, line it up right there. And I do a little string with a bead that I don't particularly care about, and I tuck that in when I am done. So when you fold these, we'll go to that step first. Start from the bottom. So you pull your tabs off both sides. I plan to set this aside so I'm not actually going to stick it. You fold it in, you line up as close to the edge as you can, give it a squeeze. Other side, same deal. Alright, then you get the back, the spine piece here. Lift the backing off, line up as close as you can, press. And this side you have to kind of work it to get it in at that point. And then, again, stick it down and press. Alright, at that point, come on. That point you wrap it around. So front flap, tuck the tabs in, stick the side flaps down. You press it to your flat surface, lift a side flap, remove the backing, press and hold. Then you flip it, again pressing it to the table, lift, peel, press. This will ensure you have a perfect fit on your box, that it will go down easily and not be too tight when you're trying to close it. After you have it all stuck together, you tuck this in the little slot you punched, and voila, you have a hanging gift for your Eat the Tree or Gift the Tree, which is always cool. And you can do this with belly bands without embellishments in the top. You can fill it with goodies, you can fill it with little trinkets. it's lightweight, it's attractive, and they might even choose to keep it. So anyway, I really hope that this tutorial was interesting and helpful, and I hope you try it. So anyway, enjoy the box and have a nice evening.